Hello and welcome back. In this video, we'll look at hashes. Okay, what is a hash? Like an array, a hash is a data structure that stores values, but unlike an array, a hash also has keys associated with those values. So basically, they exist in a key value pair state. Okay, the key is usually a symbol, but it can be other things as well, like a string, and the values can be any data type. So let's look at a hash. A hash usually takes the shape of, let's say, my details. We'll call this a hash. And then to create a hash or to know that it's a hash, you can open brace. So open curly brace, and whatever you put in here can be the hash. So I will say name, and this is the key. Okay, so I'll put it as a string and I'll put quotes around it. And this is what's called a hash rocket. Equals, and then a right arrow, okay? Then, within quotes, I'm gonna say Mashur, then comma, and then I'll say fav color, and hash rocket again, and within quotes, red, okay? So this is a hash. I'm gonna save that. So this name is the key and the value is Mashur. Here, fav color is the key and the value is red. All right. So how do we work with a hash structure like this? Let me copy this and let's hop on the console real quick to take a look. So I'm going to Command C to copy, and then I'll start IRB and I'll toggle to full screen. All right. So let's create this hash. There you go. So now if I type in my details, there is the hash. Now what if I want to grab my favorite color? Okay, so the way to do that is my underscore details, open square bracket, and then to access the value, I'll refer to the key. Okay, this is why it's called a dictionary as well. So within quotes, I'll say fav color, close quote, close square bracket. And this should give me red. Hit enter. There you go, red. Okay. Now typically hashes take this structure. So I'll say my hash and I'll assign it as curly brace A1, B2, C3. Okay. And then close curly brace. Now if I want to access any element here, I can say my hash. Let's say I want to access C, the value of C. Now C here is a symbol. It is not a string. Over here, I had referred to my keys within quotes and made them strings. Here, they're symbols. So to access a symbol, you put in colon and then C. So this is the symbol C, okay? And if I hit enter here, it should give me 3. There you go. What if I want to print a value? Okay, what if I want to print it? So I can say puts my hash and then colon, let's say B, okay? Close square bracket. Hit enter. There you go. It prints out 2. Now this returns a nil because I put puts, and that will return something. Okay. Now what if I want to add something to this hash? I have this my hash. I want to add another item to it. Let's say my hash, I want to add D, so I'll just put it colon D, okay, within square brackets, and then I'll say 7. All right, hit enter. It says 7. Now if I type in my hash, notice how there is a D and it has value 7, okay? What if I want to add another one? Let's say my hash, and this one I'm going to call colon name, and I want to assign this as Mashrur within quotes to signify it's a string. Hit enter. Now if I type in my hash, notice how now I have key of name and value of Mashrur added to this. All right. So you can basically have anything, just like an array. You can have other data types as well, not just integers or strings, but others as well. Okay. Now what if I want to delete something from the hash? Let's say I want to delete B. How do I do that? I can simply do that by my hash dot delete, and I'll have to give it the key, and that will get rid of the entire entry. Okay. So within square bracket, I can simply say colon B to signify the symbol B. I want to get rid of this entire entry. And then if I hit enter, whoops, I made a mistake here. I'm not supposed to put in square bracket. I'm supposed to put in just regular brackets. So my hash dot delete and within brackets colon B. Okay, that's what I was trying to delete. And then close bracket, hit enter. It returns what I deleted, which is 2. Now if I type in my hash, notice how B is gone. Not just B, but the value of B, because the elements in a hash exist in key value pairs. All right. So I'm going to clear up the screen. So Control L. Now let's say I want to iterate through a hash. How do I do that? I'm going to paste a hash over here. There you go. So I have numbers and I have all these different symbols that have numbers associated with them. Hit enter. Okay. So what if I want to iterate through this hash and just simply print out the values? Okay. How do I do that? I can use the .each method here as well. So numbers .each, then I'll have to give it the block. Okay. Now here, since it's a hash, I'll have a key value pair. Okay. Not just the key or the value. So I'll do K for key, comma, V for value, then pipe as well. Now for each key value pair, I want to output the value. So puts, whoops, I seem to have a problem here. My console has hung itself, so I'm going to restart it. Okay, so I'm going to temporarily pause this video and return to it in a second. Okay, see you soon. Actually, welcome back. I wanted to show you sometimes when the screen hangs itself like that, basically your container stopped working. And this is the screen that usually pulls up. I started the container again, and then I'll just click on this and then start and then open IDE. It can get a little annoying at times, but it is what it is. Okay, so I'm back to the screen. Now I'm going to go to IRB, but before that, let me just make sure everything is in order here. Yep, this is the same. Okay, now I'll go back to my previous screen. Let me paste the hash again. Whoops, actually I am not in IRB yet, so let me do that. Okay, so let me paste the hash. So Command V. All right, so here I have a hash I want to iterate through. So numbers.each and then open curly brace, pipe, K, V for key value, close pipe, and I want to puts V. Okay, I want to just simply print out the value and it'll print out in each line. Close brace, hit enter. There it is. It printed out all the values. What if I want to print out something nicer? Let's say I want to print out the key and the value. How do I do that? I can pull up the previous one. Now over here, puts, I'll put a quote. The key is, and then K, and the value is pound open brace V, and then close quote. Okay, let's see what that does. There you go. The key is A and the value is 1. A is 1. And last one, key is F and the value is 10. F10. Perfect. So we're learning how to iterate through hash, which is pretty cool. Now what if I want to do something a little more interesting? What if I want to iterate through the hash and delete all values over 3? So basically I want to get rid of D, E, and F. How do I do that? Pretty simple. Let's do the same thing. Numbers.each, then open brace, pipe, K, comma, V, pipe. So for each key value pair, I want to delete something. So numbers dot delete, I can just remove the key. So K, right? And that will remove K. Now, I don't want to remove everything. I just want to remove if the value is greater than 3. So I can say if V greater than 3. Okay? Close brace. So let's look at this real quick. So for each element for the key value pairs, delete the key if the value is greater than 3. See how much like English this reads? Now if I hit enter, now this is all that's remaining for my numbers hash. So if I just type in numbers, hit enter, there you go. That's all that remains. It got rid of D, E, and F. Okay, perfect. Now you can use some of the other methods we used earlier as well. What about select? Let's see how we can use select, okay? Let me add a couple numbers to my hash. Let's say I'll add numbers D and I'll make it 5. Whoops, I referred to it as number instead of numbers. So I'll make that numbers D equals 5, and then numbers E equals 9. Okay, so now if I do numbers, okay, so I have 5 elements. That's good. I'm going to clear up the screen, Control L. Okay, so what if I want to grab the key value pairs for all the elements where the value is odd? How do I do that? Using select, you can do numbers dot select, open brace, and then pipe, again, KV for key value, pipe. Now, I want to select all the entries. Remember, select works with a Boolean. So I want to select all the entries where V is odd. So V dot odd, question mark. And then close brace, hit enter. There it is, 1, 3, 5, and 9. It picked up all the odd ones. Now, what if I type in numbers? I had B, which is missing here because B was 2, and that's not odd. Okay, good. Now, that's what I wanted to cover in this video for hashes. Now, I would strongly recommend that you create a few hash structures and play around with them and try different things with the key value pairs and practice what you've learned in this video, okay? You can take a look at other methods that we used prior, or you can try updating elements, removing elements, or anything you basically want. But practice. It's very important for your fingers to get used to typing out this kind of code, okay? So practice is of utmost importance. So go ahead and practice what you've learned, and I'll see you in the next video.